unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views.
The CBC, state-funded fake news out of Canada, has been downplaying by ignoring this convoy. They ran an article about this convoy in British Columbia, truckers, a couple hundreds of truckers, they said, who were protesting road conditions. That's how the CBC framed it initially. Then the story became a little bit too big for the CBC to actually get away with lying about. They went back, stealth-edited the original article to say, oh, this is a different convoy than the one that is heading to Ottawa. And in the meantime, what does all of the state-funded, state-subsidized fake news mainstream media in Canada start doing in tandem, in lockstep? They start demonizing everyone and anyone who has a role to play in this movement of the truckers' convoy. They start calling the convoy extremist, right-wing, violent.
The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views, unacceptable views.
You have Jagmeet Singh taking to Twitter saying he doesn't like the violent rhetoric coming out of the trucker convoy's social media, without giving an example, by the way, and while invoking his own newborn child to explain why he's so nervous and scared about the violent rhetoric he sees coming out of the convoy, which there's none of. I understand people are frustrated that we're still in this pandemic. We've sacrificed so much. When I hold my daughter, I think about getting through this safely so that kids can have normalcy again. And I'm concerned by the dangerous rhetoric we've seen from the convoy. No one should forget that at the Jagmeet Singh, after calling anti-maskers selfish extremists, was caught not wearing a mask, breaking his own COVID rules. The convoy is dangerous, Jagmeet. A hypocrite and a liar in a position of power is the definition of dangerous. By no means is anything in this convoy violent or defined by violence or the threat thereof. But that's the way the media is going with it, in lockstep. And by the way, just to back it up, when I say that the media is corrupt and subsidized by the government, if it's not the CBC and Radio-Canada, which are subsidized in the order of $1 billion a year, you have the Trudeau government who bailed out mainstream media with a $600 million bailout that went to hundreds, maybe under 200, but hundreds of media outlets in Canada. COVID ads, because that is disguised laundering of advertising dollars. That is a form of buying off the media. Run the narrative that we like, people, and we will use the government COVID advertising dollars to buy airspace on your networks so that you can survive, so that we can subsidize your operations with taxpayer dollars. That is what I mean when I say that the government has subsidized the media to buy them off and absolutely corrupt what they've been doing, which is exactly what they've been doing. The government buys off the media with direct financing in the order of $1 billion, with bailout money and with the indirect money laundering of taxpayer dollars to buy COVID advertising to make sure that they carry the message that they want. And that message now is that this convoy are extremists, violent, threatening. CJAD, through the liar Elias Makos, put out a tweet saying that the convoy has threatened to go to politicians' homes, that the Aaron O'Toole government is negotiating with them, and their top line is that they want to overthrow the government. Today on #The Elias Makos Show, MPs have been warned that the trucker convoy protesters may target their homes. Wow, that's a fancy car. Aaron O'Toole says he will meet with the group whose top line request is overthrowing the government. Do you think they are taking this protest too far? Call us at 9:30. And I had to respond with this. You are pathological liars and purveyors of misinformation. It's no wonder at Elias Makos blocked me on Twitter. It's embarrassing having your face rubbed in your dishonesty. This is what state-funded... You go listen to CJAD, you're going to hear more COVID ads than other ads. To say that CJAD survives off taxpayer dollars that are funneled through a corrupt government to buy them off is an understatement. You have them saying now that the convoy's mission is to overthrow the government. and that they're threatening to go to the homes of politicians. You cannot have more dishonest, disingenuous, misinformation, propaganda coming out of any outlet. But these are the mainstream media outlets. The Convoy has amassed a momentum like that episode of The Simpsons when Bart became the I didn't do it boy, and it just spreads like wildfire, and it acquires its own momentum like a planet acquiring critical mass that makes it so heavy and dense that it attracts other matter, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That is what you have with this trucker convoy now. To the point where Elon Musk is tweeting about it. Zuby is tweeting about it. Russell Brand is covering it. American media is covering this more than Canadian media, because at the very least, it's a distraction from their own issues, but they are not bought off by the Trudeau government. So they cover it because people are interested in it. And if the Canadian media had to actually work for their money, they would cover stories that people are actually interested in, and they would cover this honestly. Not ignore it until they couldn't ignore it anymore, and then following the orders, the wink of an eye, indirect orders of their financiers, the government, spin it and demonize everyone involved in it. This convoy, it's something beautiful to watch. I didn't appreciate what it was about at the beginning, and it is not about only trucker vaccine mandates. It is about regaining our freedom as a nation. It is about fighting peacefully, politically, through peaceful protest, through showing up with your trucks and saying, no government, you don't own my body, you don't own my life, you don't own my livelihood, you don't own my family. That is what it means to be a free country. And this government has taken away our freedom, and this trucker convoy is coming there, if not to regain the freedom, at least to protest the systematic tyranny that we've been living under for the last 2 years. I'm going to try to do a live stream on this. I'm going to be covering it, discussing it Sunday.
I will not comply. Quit trying to take me to task, cause I don't wanna wear a mask or take a vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lie after lie. That's why I will not comply. Now, since back last March, I've had an achy, breaky heart like old Billy Ray Cyrus. Been catching a case of the blues from the news around this damn coronavirus. Now they're telling us we gotta keep our chin divers up, even if we got the shot in the arm. But nobody's talking about exercise or eating food that's fresh grown from the farm. That's why I will not comply. Quit trying to take me to task, cause I don't wanna wear a mask or take a vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lie after lie. That's why I will not comply. Show 'em what non-compliance sounds like, boys. Now listen, y'all, the only way to stop the violence is for us to break the silence right now. So if you tend to agree and you're pissed off like me, stand your ass up and scream it out loud. Sing, I will not comply. Quit trying to take me to task, cause I don't wanna wear a mask or take a vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that